That's weird. It went for... Oh, God, I hate my voice. Okay, anyway, I don't know why the previous one stopped, but it did. Okay. So anyway, riddle. What did the boy snake say to the girl snake? How about a quick hiss? Okay. Okay. Show me that you got your worksheet and your bookwork done real quick. I'd like to make this fast. Okay. Because later on, we're gonna have like 20-step problems. Same thing here. Show me your worksheet. Okay. Otherwise, makes me wonder where it's all coming from. Yeah. Good. Good job. Okay. Let's do some new information. On this here, we're only going to do the top half of the first page today. Okay? If that all looks overwhelming, that's actually 2 days worth of stuff. Okay? So, we're just going to do the top half of this front today. Here's the, well, okay. Like I talked about yesterday, there's so many different ways to solve quadratics. We're just trying to figure out which ways are the best ways to do it in certain cases and when we're going to pick one deal over the other. Today, I think, is going to go really nicely for you. The other classes have done really well. So here we go. First one you should be able to do. Go. Shouldn't need your calculators on these ones, folks. You got to add 5 and divide by 4. You could do that. And I do want your answer in simplified radical form. Not a decimal. I want it in simplified radical form. Okay? So break that radical down as much as you can. Done? Okay. So some people working. I'm going to give you just another few seconds. Bless you. Okay, here we go. Okay, you get the square root of 20. Again, you can add 5. You don't need your calculator for that. You can divide by 4. You don't need your calculator for that. And square root of 20, we're going to break up into 2 things. We're going to go the square root of 4, square root of 5. Why the square root of 4? Because I know the square root of 4, that's 2. So I get 2 square roots of 5, plus or minus. Okay? Don't forget your plus or minus. And don't forget to simplify. Okay? We're going to continue to work on radicals. Okay? Next one. Okay. Would you agree with, well, actually, let me ask you the question on this one. On this first one, is that easier or harder than factoring? I think it's easier all day long. I totally agree with you. Okay? If it's easier than factoring, let's try and use this methodology in as many situations as we can. Okay? So like in this next one, even though we could multiply this out and then move our 30 over, we can do something different. We can use this method. What do you want to do to both sides? Square root both sides. So I'm going to square root the left. I'm going to square root the right. X minus 2 equals plus or minus square root of 30. Square root of 30 I can't break down because it breaks down to 2, 3, and 5. Okay? Now x is not quite by itself. So what do? I just add 2. But what do we add to 2?
30.
Well, this is where it gets kind of funky. I would not write it here. Okay, I would not do that. Why? Because it might be tempting to add the 30 and the 2. And the 30 is square root of 30. Okay? And also, sometimes it'll be confusing whether or not that 2 is underneath the square root. So don't write it there. We're going to write it way out front. What we're going to do is we're going to add 2. And we're going to add 2 out front. And we're going to go x is equal to 2 plus or minus square root of 30. Okay? So there are 2 answers there. We're going to do it on a later problem. We could grab our calculator and take 2 plus square root of 30. And we could take 2 minus square root of 30. It's Batenhorst. Next time, that's mine. And your phone. Okay? Made it clear. Okay? Here we go. So this one, there are 2 answers there. Next one, what do you want to do first? Subtract 2? Not quite yet. That subtract 2 is buried. Divide by 3 first. We're going to divide by 3 first. I like all the ideas. Okay. Outermost layer was the times 3 outside. Now what are we going to do? Square root both sides. And I have the square root of 8. Can square root of 8 be broken down? Does any perfect square go into 8? 4. So I get plus or minus 2 square roots of 2. Are we done yet? No. What do we have to do? Subtract 2, and we're going to put that out front real quick. X equals negative 2 plus or minus... I didn't give myself enough room. Okay. So this one, I would like to grab your calculator, and we're going to double check and make sure we can find the decimal approximations. Okay? Guys, do the positive. Do the plus. Ladies, do the minus. Go. There's negative 2 plus 2 square roots of 2. There's negative 2 minus 2 square roots of 2. Compare with somebody of your same gender that you get the same answer. And when you have an answer that you're confident with, let me know and I'll write it down for everybody. Okay. So, gentlemen, what are you getting? 0.8, 2. Okay. I'm going to go 2 decimal places just so I can talk about rounding. Usually 0.8 would be fine, but I just want to talk about rounding a little bit. What it is on the calculator is 0.828. Yeah. So if I go 2 decimal places, just round appropriately. Ladies, what'd you have? 4, positive 4? Negative 4.828, so let's go 4.83 there as well. Okay? So realize that even though this is ugly as can be, it is decimal. You know, there is a decimal equivalent to what's going on. Okay. So now here's the new beasts for today, and they're really not that bad. Okay. Our old method, you were told to get it set equal to 0, get it set equal to 0, get it set equal to 0. Well, in this case, first thing, not everything can be factored. So if we move this over, we're going to get something that may not be able to be factored. Okay? And this is a very special scenario that we can rewrite differently. How do we know this special scenario? Look at these numbers. 9, 9, 25, 4, 9. What's special about those numbers? They're perfect squares. So what I'm going to do, let's try and factor it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to factor this x squared plus 6x plus 9. Because you guys have told me that this is easy enough that if we square root both sides, it's probably worth being able to rewrite it. So I get x plus 3 times x plus 3 equals 25. How can I rewrite x plus 3 times x plus 3? Squared. Go for it. Finish it. On this one, do you have any square roots or radicals left in your answer? No, so you can actually write down the two answers pretty easily. You don't have to use, if you don't have to use your calculator, let's go ahead and write down our actual two answers. So in this case, we square root the left side, square root the right side. X plus 3 equals plus or minus 5. Now we're just going to subtract 3. X equals negative 3 plus or minus 5. So what are our two answers? Negative 8, so that's my minus, and 2. Okay. The next couple will factor the same way. Okay. So if I did this one, 3x plus 5 equals 6. So then that will factor. 3x plus 5 squared equals 6. I will work with this a little bit more on Monday and explain. But then you can just go ahead and finish it. This one's going to have another step, but that's all right. You guys got it. Peel those layers. Don't forget your plus minus. Trying to keep an eye on you guys, see if you're about done. But I've been waiting too long in some cases. So here we go. I square root both sides, so I get 3x plus 5 equals plus minus square root of 6. What do I do next? Subtract 5. What do I do next? Divide by 3. And there we go. Can I cancel my 6 and my 3? I can't. One's a square root, and the other one is not. Okay? Last one, do it on your own. we do know our i's. Don't forget, this one will have an I in it. I'll tell you, let's do this. I'm going to come over here. Go back here, do attendance real quick. Yeah. Okay, so I've got this. When I square root both sides, what's the square root of negative 4? 2i. Now what? Subtract 3. Now what? Divide by 2. There we go. And, I'm not worried about it today, but technically we probably should go negative 3 over 2. And then, now that I'm breaking it up, I can go ahead and cancel my 2's, plus or minus I. Since we're dealing with i's, that would be our technical answer, but I'm not too stressed about that today. So for today, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do worksheet 1 4.14, and then 179, 1 through 11 odd.